The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, we look at the Nasdaq, you came down into support. We kind of flagged there on the rest of the day. The SPY as well, just consolidating at highs. QQQ doing the same exact thing, but almost looking better, making higher lows along the way as we look at a 2-hour, 1-hour chart here. And things just progressively look more and more set up for some continuation as we watch these charts. Now, what I want to discuss today is something going into yesterday and kind of the overall action. Is when we look at the broad markets, the only concerning part here was the Dow. And the Dow has been operating and really was the only area that really sold off on the day. As you see this morning market open, you dip down, you bounce right back up. Now, when we look at the data that supports this, it was PPI again on the day. And I want to continue to push this narrative, guys, that as long as data continues to be printed good, like it has been, CPI, PPI, etc., I think that we are moving in the right direction. And I think that fundamentally there's nothing else that could happen that would be more bullish. You also have jobless claims increasing over time as well. So again, more unemployment, which is what the Fed wants, and PPI, CPI coming down as well. And PPI was a smash. So that's also food for thought. Now, tomorrow as well, just to let you know, as you go into that data pool, you're going to have at around 10 a.m., about 30 minutes into market open, you'll have Michigan consumer expectations. So again, I think this further pushes the narrative of how the market's moving, what's happening with inflation. It's slowly dropping towards the downside. Again, just my opinion, but what I would be looking at here, in my personal opinion there. Also, too, we're going to go over, we saw some selling today, but again, very low volume, very low volume. When do you want to see increased volume? When you're either reversing or getting a breakout. Okay, so when we go back and we look at on SPY here, and despite looking at this chart, you might say to yourself, okay, today felt red, it felt this, it felt that. You saw some selling, we popped right back up. We basically, it was a flat day, give or take, right? So things to be considering. Now, I will say the biggest area of the market that I think we have to be watching, I'm going to tell you right now, the number one area you got to be watching is the Nasdaq. Tech, okay? When we look at the Nasdaq, as you can see, just flagging here on the day, coming into support, bouncing out of that support, and it looks good, reclaiming the VWAP as well. We go and look at some of the, the ETFs, right, or the sectors, right? We look at XLK. This is your tech ETF, right? And obviously, tech looks phenomenal, like it wants to break back up. The areas that are struggling are like XLI, industrials, XLF, financials, right? XLE to a certain extent, energy, right? We want to see energy actually keep on coming down, actually. But broad markets, we're still seeing a lot of flat action sitting near highs. XLY, consumer discretionary. You go a little bit further, go to semiconductors, very bullish, ready to break out. And I just want to remind people, what's been the factor that's carried us? Like, what has actually been the thing that has moved us time and time again on the broad market, right? Has it been XLF? Has it been energy? It's been primarily semiconductors and tech. So I'm not discounting those, but one thing that I will say is when those other areas catch back up and bounce, you're going to see semiconductors and tech continue to rip and really move the market. So I'm excited with where we're at, and I encourage and want dips. If you guys are not following on Twitter, I recommend doing so. I try to keep as many updates as possible out there for you guys. Again, the link is down below. But before we go into the specific stocks I'm liking, let's go into this.
And now let's briefly talk about my favorite investing app and the sponsor of today's video. If you're interested in trading the exact same broker in which I'm using for options and what I'm doing market research on, this is exactly who I'm using. This is Moomoo. This is their platform on their desktop. You can also check it out for the mobile app as well. This is their live news feed. And if you're thinking about making the switch, right now is a pretty good time because right now they're doing a 1.5% cash reward up to $300 if you transfer in. Or if you're just getting started and you want to kickstart your journey, Moomoo is giving you 5 in each of the Magnificent 7 stocks when you make a qualified bonus. You can go down and scroll and see all of this. It's right there on their website. Check them out. The link is down below.
Now, I do want to rein it in really quick and go over the DXY and some of the underlying indicators we're looking at here as well. The dollar, for instance, you're bouncing, holding the 200 SMA, but there's a little bit of disconnect. The dollar's bouncing while the 30-year yield continues to drop, right? Lower lows, lower highs, exactly what you want to see. So the question now is, when is the rubber going to meet the road? When are these going to start connecting here? That's what we really want to see. I do believe the yields coming down is incredibly bullish for the market. You broke our structure that trend to the upside, and now you're pushing back down. Not the prettiest chart. I don't want to clean it up yet, but you're breaking back down below our key levels, right? And most people would think, oh, the dollar's bouncing. This is a risk off environment. I would disagree. The furthest thing I would disagree, because yields paint a better picture. Okay, that is very important to understand. And if yields are coming down, TLT is coming up, which is a net bullish move and risk on environment for the entire market. Personal opinion. And again, as we see yields and as we see the bond market recover, it's going to be very good for the market in general. And you'll see interest rates go down over time as well. And then on top of when those cuts do come, it'll be like a gasoline on a fire. So these are things that we continue to look at, okay? So when I have my bullish narrative, I want to make sure people understand the technicals, also the fundamentals of what's really going on and what I'm watching, right? I don't want people just to blindly follow me, or hopefully if you guys have questions, you can ask questions as well. I love to break these things down for you, but again, you guys have to ask those questions. I can't read your mind. So again, that's what I'm looking at here. Now, let's jump back in and let's go over a few things with SPY. Now, all you're watching it on SPY, look at the 2 hour. I mean, it's clear as day. Like, it's literally clear as day. I posted the levels we were watching here throughout the day as well on the 5 minute. I posted these on Twitter as well. You came right down to our low here, bounced, had a little bit of a trap and came back up. Again, sellers cannot do anything. They get into illiquid areas and they can't even push you down. It looks really weak if you ask me. But I want to just really quickly though, okay? All you're looking for is remounting highs. People are like, what's your next SPY level? Well, if you break all-time highs, there's no real level. It's price discovery. That's all you're really looking at there. So again, keep that head on a swivel. Again, now equities, what do we like to see? And I don't want to spend too much time here, but today, I'm telling you guys, Apple is it's opportunity in my opinion, guys. It is opportunity. I want to make this really, really, really clear. Again, posted on Twitter for you guys. I try to post for you. Now, again, I do post some stuff in Discord. I do post everything in Discord, but I can't give everything away. But I did have to say, F it, Apple, we're back, right? So I started reloading the Apple position as well. I'm a big fan on Apple, big fan of what they're doing. Now, Apple, you can attack a lot of different ways. I personally like, because I think their earnings are on the 1st of August, I believe, or around the first week of August. So I like after earnings to be able to price that in, to protect my IV there as well. But I also like dated to let you know for the first of the year, January. So do what you got to do. It's what I like. Look at your plays there. These have made a lot of money. I'm going to let you know. So do what you got to do. Those are my favorite ones on Apple. A little bit more expensive, but I like them. I love them. I want some more of them. Apple, you're looking to get back above 214.87. That's your big level there. Let me tell you really quick, though, a little bit more about Apple, though. I want to be really clear about this so people know. So if I get Apple, bring this back to here locally, you can see a few things. This is our VRVP. You can see underneath, I mean, really, you had nothing down here either at 212. Just going to let you know that just got established because we sat there all day. You have no liquidity really from like 212 down to 207. So if we were to get a dip, I think it would be awesome. I think it'd be a buying opportunity, dated especially. I do love that. But the thing that I'll say though is the fact that you weren't able to sell off on Apple today just shows you how strong the name was. So what you're looking for is to get right above your key zone here. Oh my, POC, point of control on your VRVP, and then get above 214.9. Above that, I have you pushing back up. One of the most bullish names out there. Keep your head on a swivel. You love to see it. Broad markets as well. You saw semiconductors do very well. AVGO, fireworks. We've been talking a lot about this name as well. If you're following me on Twitter, then you got the notification. Also, the ascending trend. I was talking about this last week. You broke out. You pushed to 1,700. Congratulations. I still think AVGO is strong. They have a split coming up, so make sure you're watching them as well. But again, not as great of a play anymore. Something that I was telling you guys about, though, was LRCX being a sympathy play. I did notify Discord about this play as well. I was calling it out here. So again, it's not just one specific area. It's kind of all around the place where I'm saying these as well. LRCX, this position, I was saying the 1100s, they were dirt cheap, 1250. Played in phases, well, made money on in phase, already sold out of those. But LRCX 1100s, those are up already over like 100% here. Okay. If those end up getting in the money, which is possible, they're going to be a 4x potential. So just know what you're looking for, have a plan, and kind of know how you're attacking this market. These have been great plays overall. Now, but I want to go back more into more opportunities here on this dip and what I'm looking for. Now, big play of the day here, what I'm looking for, my next up. We're always looking for the next big play. I think Netflix is a big play opportunity. Batter up. We go back to the weekly chart here. This was a key level, key SR flip. Resistance, turn support. You lost it. It was the game over. 642. We go back into like the 2 hour chart here. You're making a little bit of like an ascending triangle. right? You're making higher lows. It's what you love to see. It's what I love to see. It gets me up in the morning, right? Makes me wakey, right? That's what you're looking at. You're coming into the all-time or 52-week highs. And you're 664. I believe Netflix is gearing up for another push and getting the all-time high. Finally, that push that we've been really looking for here. Netflix, be watching them. Again, I think these contracts are cheap as well. I think these are a little bit riskier. I'll let you know right now. You have earnings, I think, the week of the 19th. So I wouldn't want to, because we know what happened last time. We traded something with like the earnings day and things got messed up. So if I'm looking at Netflix, telling you right now, I'm looking for the week before earnings, around the 12th. I'm telling you right now, these 700s are grossly undervalued. They are undervalued. They are. I'm telling you right now. Low on these contracts over the past few days, even on the dip down there was like to 285. They're at 480 right now. I'm telling you right now, if you really start getting the blow off the top, pause, and then you also get a good move on the Nasdaq, etc. I'm telling you, there's a chance Netflix gets these in the money before earnings. Letting you know right now, the contracts would explode. Big value play. Expect more updates on this one on Twitter as well. I love it. Also, too, Apple, Netflix top plays right now. A little bit further as well. PanW's been killing it. We've been going over CrowdStrike, those names as well. I don't want to go over Microsoft. It's already doing too much. Looks beautiful. Amazon, and I'm not talking about big women. I'm not talking about the tall ones, right? I'm not talking about the tall ones. I'm talking about the stock. What you want to see Amazon do, hopefully, is get back above this little level here, 184. You get back above 184, we're cooking, okay? You broke down below, you're showing weakness, you're rejecting. You get back above 184.10, I think you're bullish back into around 186, 187, maybe even back in all-time highs. I think Amazon's doing well as a company. It's just the stock doesn't trade that well. You had that great bounce back there. But, since then, no, what else has happened? Well, Amazon, what else are you doing for me? Okay, it's cool. I see you getting deliveries every day, but I want you to deliver money to my bank account, okay? I still think these options are cheap. I don't even need to go over them, but yeah, to get dated on them. But I still like Amazon, but work with me, okay? Meta as well, next up as well. Looks really good. It reminds me of a little bit of Netflix. It's interesting. People keep saying, Tyler, are you going short on these names? Are you trading the downside, the pullbacks? I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I'm not. You guys hear how bullish I am. And it's not like me just trying to hype people up. It's just how I feel about the market, right? I had a tweet here the other day. This was a few days ago before we really started shooting off. This was June 3rd. And I came out and I made a very bullish video, right? Mega bull Tyler's back. I told you inflation numbers were going to be incredible. They're going to be great. I trade what I tell you guys. Like, if I tell you guys I feel a certain way about the market, that's how I trade. I'm not lying. Like, nothing crazy. Like, I don't know how else to say it. And someone pointed over here earlier. They were like, maybe you had your eyes closed talking to someone in the comments. I made profit. Todd made profit. Discord made profit. I don't know where you guys have been. And it's not like to hype us up or like make us sound better than you or anything like that. It's just to show, guys. Like, I'm not like gatekeeping. Like, for the most, like, I'm really not. Like, yeah, I post more exact stuff in Discord, but if you're watching the videos, you get the content as it comes. Like, you get it. Like, some people on here are taking every trade that I'm taking, right? I'm kind of like, well, I guess they just got the free game. It is what it is, right? If you want more hand-holding, Discord might be for you. But anyways, like, I try to put my money where my mouth is. And I'm telling you guys, I'm bullish. I'm not looking to trade fucking 20 points of downside, right, guys? I'm not making my money there. I'm making my money here on the, 700 point move to the upside. Another 400 point move to the upside. I don't make my money chopping in range. That's not where Tyler makes money. I tell you this all the time. That's not where any good trader makes his money. Now, when you broke down below like 19K and fell down to like 18.5, awesome opportunity. But for the most part, guys, a bulk of your trades have had to be to the upside. Like, they just had to be, because that's where all the money making opportunity was. So hopefully you see that. Like, I don't know. If I tell you guys I'm doing something, that's traditionally what I'm doing. I'm not like BSing. People also like to say, Tyler, well, show me your position. Or you didn't make any money. Well, guys, I also post this stuff on Twitter too. Like, this was yesterday's gains. That was it. 20K, showed it, got out, whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. It's not to flex. It's just to say, like, I'm telling you what I say, like, I'm sticking to it. So if you're struggling to understand, ask questions, get involved. Yeah, you don't have to pay for my Discord to ask a question. On Twitter, I'm pretty active. If you ask good questions, I'll answer them. Send me a DM or something. Now, if you ask me like some stupid question, I'm probably not going to answer it. But like, I mean, use your brains, guys. There's tons of free content here. I try to always be available. I try to help you guys in whatever way possible. But you guys have to meet me in the middle. Like, you got to put in some work. A lot of these names I'm liking. I think Apple's still incredibly bullish. Do what you got to do. See you guys tomorrow. Namaste.